ChatGPT said, what if everything you've ever done, every choice, every relationship, every success, and every failure wasn't random, but driven by an invisible force inside you? What if there was a deeper reason behind why you crave love, why you fear loss, or why you push yourself to achieve more, even when you're exhausted? Imagine realizing that the key to understanding yourself, your emotions, and your purpose has been within you all along, quietly directing every move you've ever made. We all chase something. Some of us chase security, others chase adventure. Some want to be seen, while others just want to feel loved. We call it personality, destiny, or drive. But beneath it all, there's a set of needs shaping every decision of our lives. They determine how we show up in the world, how we connect with others, and even how we define happiness. Think about it. Why do some people thrive under pressure while others shut down? Why do some crave stability while others crave chaos? Why do you feel empty after achieving something you thought would complete you? It's because fulfillment doesn't come from what we get. It comes from meeting the needs that lie beneath the surface of everything we do. There's a pattern to every human being. Once you see it, you start to understand not only yourself, but everyone around you. You begin to recognize that no one is broken, just driven by needs they don't fully understand. And when you learn to meet those needs consciously, everything changes. You start creating instead of reacting. You start growing instead of surviving. And you finally step into the freedom of living with clarity, balance, and purpose. Because once you understand what truly drives you, you can finally design the life you're meant to live. ChatGPT said, every human being is driven by an inner force, a set of needs that shape how we think, act, and feel every single day. These needs are not mere desires or wishes. They are the foundation of our behavior, the hidden motivators behind every choice we make. From the moment we wake up to the moment we go to sleep, every action we take is an attempt to meet one or more of these needs. They influence how we build relationships, how we handle challenges, and how we define success and happiness in our own unique way. At our core, we all share the same 6 human needs: certainty, variety, significance, love and connection, growth and contribution. These are universal. No matter who we are, where we come from, or what we believe, these 6 needs are the driving forces behind our emotions and behaviors. The difference lies in how we prioritize them and how we choose to fulfill them. Some of us seek certainty first, the need to feel safe, secure, and in control. Others crave variety, the excitement of change, surprise, and new experiences. Some strive for significance, to feel unique, important, or valued, while others long for love and connection, that deep sense of belonging that makes life meaningful. But beyond these first 4 needs lie the 2 that create true fulfillment: growth and contribution. When we grow, we expand our capacity, learn, and evolve. When we contribute, we move beyond ourselves and give to others, creating a sense of purpose that no achievement alone can satisfy. These higher needs are what transform a life of survival into a life of meaning. The challenge is that most people pursue their needs unconsciously. They meet them in ways that bring comfort but not fulfillment, temporary pleasure but not lasting happiness. We might chase certainty through control, significance through status, or love through approval, never realizing that these strategies keep us stuck in the same emotional cycles. Once we understand what our true needs are and how we're meeting them, everything changes. We begin to see the patterns that have ruled our lives. We realize that fulfillment is not about changing who we are. It's about becoming aware of what drives us and aligning it with what truly matters. That awareness is the beginning of transformation. ChatGPT said, most people go through life unaware of the real forces guiding their decisions. They believe they're choosing freely, yet their emotions, habits, and reactions often come from deeply rooted needs that operate beneath the surface. These needs are powerful. They can drive us to achieve greatness or trap us in cycles of frustration and emptiness. The problem arises when we try to meet these needs in ways that bring short-term comfort, but long-term dissatisfaction. We might think we're in control, but often our needs are the ones in control of us. Consider how many times people repeat the same patterns, even when they know they're not serving them. Someone stays in a toxic relationship because it provides certainty, even if it causes pain. Another person jumps from job to job, chasing excitement and variety, but never finds peace or fulfillment. Others work endlessly to feel significant, craving recognition and validation, yet still feel unworthy inside. These behaviors aren't random. They're attempts to meet the same human needs in different, sometimes conflicting ways. The real challenge is that we rarely stop to ask ourselves why. Why do we keep seeking love from those who don't value us? Why do we strive for more when we already have enough?
Why do we sabotage success the moment it feels within reach? Without understanding our underlying needs, we end up chasing goals that don't truly fulfill us. We mistake pleasure for purpose and comfort for happiness. When our needs go unmet or are met in destructive ways, it creates emotional imbalance. The need for certainty can turn into control. The need for variety can spiral into chaos. The desire for significance can lead to arrogance, while the need for love can become dependency. Each need, when out of balance, creates internal conflict and external consequences. This unconscious chase leads to exhaustion, anxiety, and disconnection. People achieve, accumulate, and perform, yet feel empty because they've never learned how to meet their needs in healthy, empowering ways. The truth is, fulfillment doesn't come from changing what we have, but from understanding what we truly need and how we're trying to get it. Until that awareness takes root, we remain trapped, reacting to life instead of creating it. ChatGPT said, "Every action, emotion, and decision we experience can be traced back to one or more of the 6 human needs. They are the invisible framework that shapes our behaviors, relationships, and sense of fulfillment." To truly understand ourselves, we must explore each need and recognize how it shows up in our daily lives. The first is certainty, the need for safety, stability, and comfort. It's what makes us seek predictability, familiar routines, and control over our environment. We all want to feel that tomorrow will be at least somewhat like today, that life won't spiral out of control. But too much certainty can lead to boredom, stagnation, and fear of change. That's where variety comes in. The need for excitement, surprise, and new experiences. It's what keeps life interesting, helps us grow, and pushes us to explore beyond the known. However, when the search for variety becomes excessive, it can create instability and prevent us from building anything lasting. The third need is significance, the desire to feel important, valued, and unique. It drives ambition, achievement, and self-expression. We want to matter, to be seen, and to know that our existence makes a difference. Yet when this need overpowers others, it can lead to competition, comparison, or isolation. Then comes love and connection, the deep emotional need that binds us to others. Whether through family, friendships, or intimate relationships, connection gives life meaning. It softens the ego and reminds us that we're part of something greater. But when love is sought through approval or fear of rejection, it becomes fragile and conditional. Beyond these foundational needs lie two that elevate us: growth and contribution. Growth is about expanding who we are, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Without it, we feel stuck, no matter how much we achieve. Contribution, on the other hand, fulfills the soul. It's the act of giving beyond ourselves, sharing, serving, and creating value for others. Together, these two needs form the pathway to lasting fulfillment. The key to transformation lies in awareness, recognizing which needs dominate your life and how you're meeting them. When you learn to fulfill your needs in empowering ways, you stop reacting out of fear or habit. You begin to choose consciously, live intentionally, and build a life that nourishes both your heart and your purpose. ChatGPT said, "There comes a defining moment when awareness turns into awakening, a moment when everything you thought you knew about yourself begins to shift. It might happen in the middle of an argument, in the quiet of reflection, or during a painful setback. Suddenly, you see the pattern that's been running your life. You recognize that your choices, both good and bad, have been guided by your deepest needs. The realization is both humbling and liberating. You're not broken, you've just been trying to meet your needs in ways that never truly served you. In that moment, clarity replaces confusion. You begin to see how the need for certainty kept you clinging to comfort zones that limited your growth. You understand how the hunger for variety sometimes pulled you away from stability. You recognize that the desire for significance made you chase validation instead of self-worth. And perhaps most powerfully, you realize that the love and connection you sought from others was something you needed to first give to yourself. This awareness changes everything. You begin to take back your power from old habits, old fears, and old stories. You understand that you are the source of your emotions, not the victim of them. You see that you can meet your needs in ways that expand your life instead of shrinking it. Growth becomes more important than comfort. Contribution becomes more fulfilling than recognition. And for the first time, you start to live consciously, intentionally, and freely. It's in this awakening that transformation begins. You no longer chase meaning, you create it. You stop blaming others for your pain because you understand that every experience, even the painful ones, was guiding you toward this very realization. The search for fulfillment no longer feels endless because you now hold the map within you. That is the turning point, the moment you reclaim authorship of your life, the moment you stop existing on autopilot and start living with awareness, purpose, and alignment. When you master your needs instead of being mastered by them, life doesn't just happen to you, it happens through you. That's when true freedom begins. and everything you once struggled for starts to flow naturally from who you've become. Now is the time to take what you've discovered and turn it into action. Awareness without application changes nothing. The power lies in using this understanding to reshape the way you live, love, and lead yourself. Start by asking a simple but life-changing question. Which two needs have been guiding my life the most? Be honest with yourself. Have you been driven more by certainty and control, or by the need for love and validation? Have you been chasing excitement to escape boredom, or seeking significance to prove your worth? Identifying these patterns is the first step toward transformation. Once you know which needs dominate your life, take a deeper look at how you've been meeting them. Are your strategies empowering or destructive? Do they bring you closer to the person you want to become, or pull you further away? The truth is, every need can be met in countless ways. You can meet your need for certainty through discipline and growth rather than fear. You can meet your need for variety through creativity instead of chaos. You can fulfill your desire for significance by uplifting others rather than competing with them. The choice is yours, and that choice defines your destiny. Real change begins when you commit to meeting your needs at a higher level through love, growth, and contribution. When you make that shift, you stop chasing happiness and start creating it. You stop waiting for external validation because fulfillment begins from within. You align your daily actions with your deeper purpose, and life begins to feel meaningful again. Take a moment today to reflect, write down your dominant needs, and decide how you'll meet them differently from this day forward. Every small shift counts. Replace reaction with intention. Replace fear with awareness. Replace comfort with conscious growth. You have the ability to redesign your life from the inside out. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It never comes. The perfect moment is the one you choose right now. Step into awareness. Step into alignment. Step into the version of yourself who lives with purpose, balance, and power. Because when you master your needs, you don't just change your life, you transform it.